guys, and welcome back to Hard Hitters, episode 2 of the season. I'm your host, Sarah Mankowitz, and today I'm joined with
Henning,
Lynch,
and we're going to jump right in. We've got some very close games this week. First with Dallas and Atlanta. We've got Dallas winning 40-39, which was incredible. Atlanta had a huge lead throughout most of the game, and then Dallas was able to come back. Why do you think that was?
I think Atlanta's defense has been a little bit shaky this season. Dallas has played pretty well. They just had some turnover issues, but it was a great comeback.
Yes. Speaking of turnovers, I think that's one of the rare times where you see a team will get rid of the ball 3 times and still find a way to come back. So I was really impressed with Prescott and how he was able to bring them back. He had 3 rushing touchdowns.
Now, last week, you two both predicted that the Seahawks would win, and you were right, but it was very, very close. It was 30-35 with the Patriots losing, but they were just a few yards away from winning.
Yeah, like you said, Russell Wilson just showing why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But I thought Cam played really well. His passing game looked really good as much as his running game. So everybody's just, they're doubting the Patriots. They're still showing that they're here ready to play. So.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. And then Chiefs versus Chargers. Now the Chiefs did pull it off. They did win, and we had all predicted that, so congrats. We were right. But it was 23-20. I was not expecting this to be a close game. I was expecting this to be more of a blowout. And for the Chargers to do so well and to nearly defeat the Chiefs was incredible. And I mean, they have their new starters that are coming on to play that we didn't think would be as great as they were.
Yeah, like you said, Justin Herbert made his debut last week. I thought he looked extremely well for his first snaps. I just think at the end of the day, it came down to quarterback experience, and Mahomes has more on him in that. So when he should have ran, he threw an interception.
And then Giants versus Bears.
It was a tough loss, especially with the loss of Saquon Barkley for the year. But, the Giants, they just haven't got that offense clicking yet. And now that we have our best running back down and another wide receiver, the defense just isn't there yet.
And then our last very close game was Titans versus Jags. It was 33-30. Jags couldn't pull it off. The Titans ended up winning it, and I think that, honestly, the Jags' defense wasn't as good as it could be. I think that they did still have a very good offense, and I think that if their defense was a little bit better, then they could have done that. We also had a lot of injuries this week. I mean, we had Saquon, who's out for the year. We have Christian McCaffrey, who's out for multiple weeks. Nick Bosa is out for the entire year. We've got Drew Lock, he's out for nobody really knows yet. And then we've got Courtland Sutton, who's also out for the year. But, I mean, Nick Bosa being out for the entire year is going to have a huge impact. I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen with that?
I think Nick Bosa is one of the premier defensive ends in the NFL, if not one of the best. So that's a huge impact to an already crumbled defensive line. So I don't know. Hopefully they sign somebody or bring up somebody that can play it better. But that's a huge blow.
Yeah. Which other ones stood out for you two for the injuries?
I'm gonna go with Courtland Sutton. Probably the Broncos' best receiver. He's out for the year. And that's a huge blow to Drew Lock's passing game. I mean, he's still got Jerry Jeudy, rookie, but Courtland Sutton's a big blow to that offense.
Yeah, for me, I think Saquon, him tearing his ACL early in the game was huge. I think they potentially still could have won that game had he been playing. But now that he's out for the whole year, that's going to have a huge impact on that offense, and their ability to get things clicking, like you mentioned earlier, hasn't quite happened yet. So I think that's a really tough blow for all Giant fans everywhere.
Definitely. And then getting right into our Week 3 predictions. You guys saw how our predictions went last week, and now you guys get to judge us again based on what we picked. Starting with Thursday Night Football, we've got Dolphins at Jags. I think Jacksonville's got it. I think that even though they weren't able to defeat the Titans, it was still really close. I think Gardner Minshew is ready for the Dolphins, and I think that they're going to take it. Then we've got Sunday Football. We've got Texans at Steelers. Jake?
I'm going to go with the Steelers again. Their defense is just extremely good. Ben's been throwing the ball really well. Everything's just clicking for them right now, so I'm going to take the Steelers.
All right, then Bengals at Eagles.
Joe Burrow played extremely well following the first week's loss. He threw 3 touchdowns this week. And he doesn't like losing, so I think they come out and they get the job.
But 49ers at Giants.
I'm going to take the Giants. I think
Giants,
that if
all right.
Garoppolo doesn't play, then the Giants have a really good chance of winning, especially with signing Devontae Freeman, who's still a 1,000-yard rusher.
Then we've got Raiders at Patriots. The best game of the week.
The Raiders are coming off an emotional win on Monday in their new stadium and what they had to do to win. And then now it's a short week. They're flying out to Gillette. So I think the Pats are going to have it. Also, just statistically, Carr's never played well against the Patriots. Like the last few times they've played, they've scored under 10 points.
And we've got Titans at Vikings. The Titans did just barely win it, but I have to take an upset here, and I have to take that the Titans have got it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans as well, actually. Ryan Tannehill's been playing really well the last couple of weeks. The Vikings offense, Chris Cousins, is looking good. A little lackluster, so I'm going to take the Titans.
And then we've got Washington at Browns. I have to take Washington. The Browns have not been looking as good as we'd like. I mean, they did win against the Bengals, which was a huge win for them, but it was also another really close game. It was 30-35, so they could have easily have lost that too, so I have to say Washington. Rams at Bills. I gotta take the Rams. I think that the Rams defense is still really good. I've seen some improves in their offense a little bit. It's not as great as it could be, but it's still pretty good. And so I think that, honestly, the Rams defense has what it takes to beat the Bills. Then we've got Bears at Falcons.
I'm going to take the Falcons. They need a win. They need a win to get going. And off of last week, that was just a bad win. A bad loss.
All right, and we've got Panthers at Chargers. The Chargers showed some promise last week, so I have to take Chargers. Jets at Colts. I think the Colts have got it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts. Kind of a no-brainer. The Jets just haven't been playing well. I don't know. They just can't get that offense clicking under Sam Darnold.
Okay, Cowboys at Seahawks.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks as well. I mean, right now, Russell Wilson's on pace at 72-plus touchdown season. So just the way he's playing is just hard to go against. And then the only thing with the Seahawks is their defense has been a little lackluster. And now they lost Bruce Irvin, but despite that, I still think they have what it takes to come out of that.
Buccaneers at Broncos. Well, the Bucs had a bit of a rough start with Brady's interceptions and Gronk not getting a lot of playing time. They made up for it in week 2, but I don't know if they have what it takes to beat the Broncos. I think the Broncos have got it. Lions at Cardinals.
The Cardinals have just been playing so well under Kyler Murray. He's campaigning for that MVP season. Their offense is looking good. Their defense has been playing especially well. So I think the Cardinals keep rolling with the win.
We've got Packers at Saints. I think the Packers, while their defense was really lacking in week 2, I think they were able to pull it off and win it, obviously, against the Lions. But I think that the Packers have what it takes to beat the Saints. I think Aaron Rodgers is on top of his game, and he's ready for it.
Yeah.
The last one, we've got Monday Night Football. We've got Chiefs at Ravens.
I have the Chiefs. I just think coming off a close game, they're going to come out and get rolling fast this week. And I just think that's going to be the key in this game is whoever gets going first. Because the Ravens have proved that once they are trailing, it's impossible for them to get back in games. So I think I have the Chiefs as long as they come out early.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching Hard Hitters Episode 2. Please tune in next week for our 3rd episode where we'll be recapping Week 3 and then moving into our Week 4 predictions.